Hello, all you amazing healers. Today's topic is all about relationships and why I'm talking about that in relationship to your abundance or your wealth or your health is that research over the last 80 years has shown that relationships are your number one factor for longevity, for health, for happiness, and for wealth. And there is a good reason for that, and that's because of the many ways we connect both energetically and emotionally to others. So, today in specific, I'm going to cover all your courting, how it happens, how you can release it, and what trouble it could possibly cause for you. Stay tuned to hear more. This is Anastasia. I used to be a physics professor specializing in vibrational and quantum physics. After recovering from a serious illness using energy healing on myself, the calling to heal became so strong that I had to quit my 40-year research career. I replaced my 6-figure professor salary within 5 months using a simple but not easy 3-step system that I worked out to grow my healing practice. Now I help other healers grow their practices, whether they're just starting or already have a practice, with this same 3-step system. I'm all about helping you too. Listen in to learn more. Thank you so much for coming back. Today's topic, as I said, is about your relationships, specifically courting. So courting is a line of energy that forms between you and someone else. And the way this happens is it could start in a conversation. It can start in a conversation when you first meet someone and you immediately connect with them. So you empathetically want to learn more about them, and you send out some energy and they respond to you by connecting to you. There is an unbreakable cord between humans, and that is from your heart to your heart, and that's unconditional love. And no matter how hard you try to release your cords to other people and live as a hermit, we are designed to have this particular cord. And that is unconditional love, just like the love that you feel when you hold your newborn baby in your hand, or you are in a brand new love that you have, brand new, you meet somebody new and you fall in love. That kind of unconditional love. Of course, that can change, and here's how. So, as I mentioned, courting happens when you start to connect with a human being. And for example, in a parent-child relationship, there is a courting that happens because they are dependent on you. And so they cord to your solar plexus, they cord to your root because that's the way they survive. But there's a lot of variety. And of course, that cord needs to be released as they grow up and become independent. And that's why I always advise having a relationship healing where you cut cords, contracts, agreements, karma, and recall your energy back with all of the people in your life, because your relationships with them change as we evolve, right? As we grow and evolve. So in the case of relationships, there's a lot of unhealthy ways we can connect. So I'm going to go through them. We have 7 major chakras down the medial line of the body. A chakra is an energy portal, and physically it is where a lot of receptors come together. Candace Pert discovered in her biological research on endorphin receptors is that they center in areas where there are a lot of nerve endings, and that's where our acupuncture points are, and also where the nerves come together on us. For example, if you look, you have a lot of receptors here around the throat, or you have a lot of receptors here around on your forehead, the third eye, or at the top of your head, which is your crown. So when someone cords to you in an unhealthy way, for example, if they cord to your root, which is where you sit, right? If they cord to your root, they are asking you, take care of me, because your root is survival, and they are wanting to draw your abundant energy away from you because they don't think they've got their own. They don't do it on purpose. It has been a survival mechanism for them. And the more that everybody cuts them off to allow them to stand on their own 2 feet, the healthier they will be, and the healthier you will be too. If they connect to your solar plexus, to your, words escaping me at the moment. Okay, if they connect to your solar plexus, they are basically saying, tell me what to do. This is what happens with couples who can't describe themselves with the word I. They always say, we like that, we want to do that, we do this together, right? Instead of saying, what do I like? What do you like as a separate entity, right? And I've had this happen in my own life, and I've also had, I've asked couples, members of the couple together, and I say, well, what do you like to do on the weekends? Well, we like to go to these kinds of movies. And I said, well, what do you like to do specifically? Well, we like to also do this. But what do you like to do specifically? And you can see that there's a difficulty in that. Okay, so the word came back to me. It's the sacral area. So the sacral area describes, first of all, it's a center of creativity for us, but it is also, because that's where new life is created from, but it is also a center of sexuality. So if a man connects to a woman through the sacral area, they're saying, have sex with me. Could also be vice versa, the woman connecting to the man, have sex with me, right? And it is not a loving sex, it is just sex. In other words, it's kind of like needing relief of some sort, or some way of connecting closely to one person without getting emotionally involved. And it can also cause illness in the sexual organ area, right? And then if they connect unhealthy to you through to your heart, they're saying, love me, right? If they're connecting to your throat, they're asking you to tell them what to do or say you love me. They are trying to control what it is that comes out of you. If they are connecting to your third eye, they're saying, pay attention to me, right? Look at me, look, like little kids say, look, mom, look, mom, look, mom, look what I have, look. And then last is if they're connecting up to your crown, they are basically saying, I own you. And of course, you can imagine any of those statements. There's a little bit of jealousy involved. They are insecure, right? If they're saying, I own you, and things like that. So one way to release those unhealthy cords, like when you feel stuck, one way to release those unhealthy cords is to cut the cords. And you can do this all day long. Cut the cords. And you can cut the cord to a thought, right? When you have an unhealthy thought, like you're thinking of that person and that thought might be jealousy, might be anger, cut the cord. And imagine that thought, whatever is going on in that process, all those cords dropping down deep into the earth and away from you. So there's something about cording that you might not know. Cording is voluntary on both sides, right? So you have to be in agreement with them cording to you. And I know from my own insecurities when I was younger that I allowed that courting because I always had this abundance of energy and other people wanted a piece of it. So I allowed them to court to me because I felt like they needed me, so they wanted me around. I didn't feel like I had enough to stand on my own as a viable, fully independent, creative, and attractive human being. so, so this will stem, the voluntary courting will stem from insecurity. And I don't have those insecurities anymore. Took this long, right? And I now, whenever I get up in the morning, I just cut cords. Because anytime you are a healer, for example, like I am, people think of you, they don't feel very well, they think of you, and they immediately cord to you. And that's how you cord to other people. When you have a thought about them, like you want to hear from them, you're wondering what they're doing, and then all of a sudden you get a call from them. That's how powerful it is. So releasing those cords allows you to recover and regain your strength. It allows your relationships to be healthier because they will not be dependent on you. Like another adult being dependent on you is not a great idea, right? And it allows your energy to flourish rather than being drained by other people. Because in this courting, in this unhealthy courting, when they're wanting something of you, they will drain your energy, right? So I hope that was helpful today to help you establish better relationships with other people and not allow them to court to you if they are card-carrying adults. They need to stand on their own 2 feet. And of course, they can ask your advice, but don't give it away for free. Make sure there's some sort of exchange, right? Okay, thank you so much for listening, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for taking valuable time out of your day to listen in. If you found this message helpful, please help spread the word by giving the broadcast a thumbs up or a 5-star rating. Share it with your friends and be sure to subscribe to my channel with your notifications on. For further training on healing and growing your healing business using my 3-step system, go to www.highpaidhealers.com. And I'll see you in the next video.